studio now with Alice Eggers, who's with the Fairfax County Police Force, and she's going to be talking about some of the safeties that we need to be aware of in our summer travels. So welcome, Alice.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. So, as we're coming into the summer season, a lot of what we see that would not be in Green Springs, but is out in the general public, is we see a lot of burglaries this time of year. We also get a lot of vehicle tamperings or cars that are broken into.
Right.
Obviously, being a contained campus, it's not as much of an issue because people have to come in and basically check in. But when you're out and about in the shopping centers, going to mass or going to your house of worship, those are the times where maybe where we're relaxed here, we shouldn't be laxed out there.
Exactly.
So what I tell people is, when you go to the town center, when you go to Springfield Plaza, when you go to mass or to your house of worship, make sure that you take your valuables out of the car or put them in a place that they cannot be seen, and make sure that you lock that vehicle. And I know we're all kind of the weakest link. You know, we think we hit that button, or we think we hit the button and we actually hit the unlock button. It's always good to hit it multiple times to make sure that we've secured that vehicle. Absolutely. So little things like that, because anywhere that you have a lot of cars, that can be an opportunity where someone basically goes down the parking lot and starts pulling door handles.
Sure.
If the door's open, they'll look for loose change, sunglasses, purses, laptop computers, iPads, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a crime of opportunity, and it's an opportunity that we have control over, because we can secure that vehicle and we can hide those items, or we can take them with us. Also, what I see when people are out and about, and I try to remind everyone of this, obviously more so my ladies, is that when you carry your purse, please don't wrap it around your neck, because if someone's going to grab your purse, then basically if it's around your neck at that point, then you're going to go to the ground, and no one wants to go to the ground. For my men, I tell them, remove the wallet from the back pocket, because you don't have the same nerve endings there, and move it to the front pocket. Because if someone sticks their hand in your front pocket, you should know about it, correct?
And there are wallets that are shaped for the front pocket.
Correct, correct. So that way it provides more security for you, and it's just a simple thing you do. Plus, they're saying now that having a wallet in the back pocket is not good for your back. So it's an orthopedic issue too as well. Also realize that as we're coming into the summer months, we're starting to see travelers, what we call travelers, or just a group of people that will be in a parking lot and they'll be carrying a baby. They have a card that basically says, I don't speak English, I don't have any food for my child, can you please donate to me, blah, 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 blah. I advise people that, first of all, you don't need to be pulling out your purse or wallet when you're in a parking lot. Exactly. And typically if that person is there with that child, there is what we call a handler. There's someone else watching that person that is making sure that they're going up to people, asking for money and things like that. And we all have that feeling of guilt when we see someone in need. But what I tell people is to kind of curb that, is to say, pick your charities, do your research, and donate to those particular charities, because you know where the money's going. Once the money leaves your hand in a parking lot or on the side of the roadway, you have no control over what that person does with the money. Right. So it's one of those things that I tell people, if you get that feeling, that intense emotional feeling of guilt, or I feel like I need to do something, that's the moment where you stop yourself and you go, you know what? I give to my house of worship. I give to the Red Cross. I give, for us, it's Heroes. There's so many. You give to the Cancer Society. Whatever it is, make sure that you know, hey, I give to those charities. I know where the money goes. And I'm comfortable now saying, you know what? I don't know where the money's going to go when I give it to you. I cannot control it once it's out of my hands. And I'm going to be okay to drive by or to walk by and say no thank you. Does that make sense? Because
it does, and you do feel sorry for them because you know they're being used.
Correct.
But I don't know, should we report these kinds of incidents?
I do think you should. If you have someone that's walking up to you in a parking lot, that's the time that, you know, you say, no, I don't have any funds for you, and go ahead and walk into, whether it be the Giant or if you're doing clothes shopping, and call the non-emergency number and advise dispatch that there's someone in the parking lot that's soliciting for funds, and let law enforcement go and check it out. And Also realize a lot of people go, well, you know, they're down on their luck. I don't want to bother law enforcement. But this is the thing. You don't know the background of that person that's there asking for money. And if there's no crime committed, we're not going to take anybody to jail. We're just going to speak to that person and say, it is intimidating when you're walking around here asking for money. And also realize that the actual property owner, the shopping center or wherever you're at, may not want them there. So that would be the time for law enforcement to say, we've spoken to the ownership and they do not want you here. You're going to have to go someplace else.
And you would be able to refer them to help?
Yes, ma'am, we do. We have a whole list of services here in Fairfax County that we can refer them to where they can get safe help, quality help, and basically we can track, okay, so we've gotten you assistance in this area, you know, how is your home life, what's going on, can we get you some type of, you know, connect you with a house of worship that maybe can help you out, and we can provide follow-up, which is basically what that person needs. You know, just handing a couple bucks is not follow-up. It's kind of a Band-Aid when you need a tourniquet.
Right, right.
So also this time of year, because we have the graduations, we're getting a lot of those phone calls to our grandparents that are saying, you know, hey, I'm Bobby, I'm, you know, Sue, and I'm in Mexico, and I need you to send money. And what people don't realize is when they pick up that phone, a lot of times the person that's on the other end is a scam artist, and they'll go, you know, hey, it's your grandson. And then because we can't tell right away because our hearing changes, even in my own, all the years of running with the headphones on, our hearing changes and we can't quite place the voice. So we go, Bobby, is that you? And so now they have a name. So now they start working on your feelings of, oh, I'm stuck. I'm in a hospital in Mexico. I'm in a jail in Puerto Rico. I need you to wire me money. And I always tell people, again, that's that emotional response that we get. That's the time, again, to take that step back and go, you know what, Bobby, so if you mistakenly gave that name, you know what, Bobby, I'm going to do a little research, okay? I will get back to you. Please give me your number and where you're at, and then I will call you back, okay? And if they start to go down, well, you know, I don't know if I'm going to get back to a phone, you know what? Then I can make some other contingency plans. We can call, you know, the consulate. We can do other things. But you know what? Give me your number, and I'll tell you what, I'll get back with you, okay? Give me about 10, 15 minutes. And that then allows you to get off the phone, call the parents, your children, and find out, where is Bobby, where is Sue, you know, are they someplace else? And then again, allow that parent to then do the research and take care of the problem. Because just wiring money again is it's kind of the Band-Aid when you need a tourniquet kind of issue. And also realize that we do get a lot of phone calls this time of year. People are soliciting for charities, all kinds of things like that. And I tell my daughter this, when you pick up the phone and you say hello, you don't say hello a second time. Because a lot of times when these people are calling, they're having 5 or 6 phone calls going all at once. And they're waiting for that second hello to make confirmation that somebody is there. So if I say the hello the first time and I don't recognize the number, I don't hear anything back, I just hang up. You know, if it's so important, they'll call me back. Or if they know who I am, they'll call me back.
That's a nice thing about caller ID.
Yes.
You can hang up before you even answer.
Correct. But also realize on caller ID, there are apps and programs out there where someone can program into a computer. They plug it into a phone, and it'll say PNC Bank, Citibank. So realize that the caller ID, they've worked around those issues to kind of still scam us in that way. But again, if you don't recognize the number, or even if it says PNC Bank and someone, you know, you pick up the phone because you're like, that's my bank, and they tell you your credit card's been compromised or your account's been compromised, at that point go, you know what, let me take down your name and I'm going to call you back, and then you can go and pull your statements, and at that point call the customer service number that's on the statements. I guarantee the person that called you is not the person that's on the customer service number. So there's a way to kind of work around those types of things. Also realize if you're getting the emails, I know I personally got those, you know, oh, your Kohl's order, you know, there's something wrong with it, or, you know, your Target account or something like that. And I don't have a Target account, and I don't have a Kohl's account, but I know other people do. Typically, if you're doing any type of online shopping and you're getting a message, you can actually click on the actual where it's from, and it'll pop over, and a lot of times it'll be some obscure email, or it might have like the, target.usa, something, it's very long, and it's obvious that it's not from Target or Kohl's. But on top of that, you should never click on a link or answer an email back saying there's something wrong with your account. If you feel like you get that email and there may be something, maybe you did order something, that's when you call the customer service people. Or go to the actual Kohl's website, not through the link that they give you, but you plug in that on your computer and you put in kohls.com and you go to the customer service website and you solicit information about your order or what happened to your order and things like that.
Right.
Does it require an extra step? Yes, but it is a way to continue to protect yourself from people that are trying to scam you.
Right. And there are lots of them out there.
Yes, and pretty much the name of the game is the same. It's just the tiny details change. And we are savvy. We do know that this is out here. But again, unfortunately, we all can be preyed upon in those moments of weakness where we get emotional about something. Bobby, Sue, they're stuck in a Mexican jail.
Instant reaction.
Absolutely. So we're all can fall victim to that. So it's just reminding yourself, I'm having a strong reaction, it's emotional. You know what? We don't need to make emotional decisions. We need to make logical ones at that point. Let me get your number. I will call you back.
Right. Thank you so much, Alice.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much.
Hopefully people will take advantage of these points and be safe this summer.
Yes, ma'am. I hope so.